What if I told you that Dani stopped you from playing the beast of a game that could totally surpass Carlson? What is this game that Dani stopped you from playing?
Muck.
But wait, Dani didn't stop me from playing Muck. I have actually played it, right? Wrong. You have almost played it. Muck is the ultimate luck-driven survival game with satisfying combat and awesome bosses, but it could be so much more. Get ready for Survivaluck. Just like all games start, I added some terrain and started working on the movement. I have done all the things that every other developer does nowadays. Weapon sway, head tilt and bobbing. Believe me or not, that's the stuff that actually makes you feel the difference between good and a crap game. Next, I added some bars. Why? Because it's a survival game, and survival is about having bars. That's the genre survival stands for bars. If you don't keep your bars full, you lose. Now that you've got bars, it's time to introduce methods for draining your enemy's bars. In Survivaluck, we've implemented a damage system that distinguishes between various damage types, such as blunt, slash, pierce, elemental, poison and more. To gain an advantage in battles, make sure to bring the right tools for the job. You have noticed it, right? I'm talking, of course, how great those hit markers look. Do you know how much effort it takes to make a perfect hit marker for a game like that? It's so very important that it's perfecto to make you go.
Nice.
Let me tell you that's the most important thing in game dev, to give you a juicy feedback every time you hit something. And if you don't believe me or Dani, just listen to what Lord Gaben has to say.
The point I would make is, if I go up to a wall and shoot it, to me it feels like the wall is ignoring me. I'm getting a narcissistic injury when the world is ignoring me. So does this, to me, I was trying to convey to the user a sense of, yes, you were making choices, yes, you were progressing, which meant the game had to acknowledge that back to you. If you shoot at a wall, there have to be decals. If you kill a bunch of Marines, the Marines have to run away from you, right? You have to have this sense of the game acknowledging and responding to the choices and actions and progressions that you've made.
Muck sucked at the building. There was not a single reason to build a base. Base got wrecked on the first night anyway. That's not the case in Survivaluck. We want to flesh out base building much more. Picture this: base defenses, cool monuments giving you buffs, research and crafting. You want your base to be your pride and joy, helping you win and succeed on the happy cursed island. You can build all kinds of crafting stations and defenses such as walls, spikes, traps or magic defenses. You can also get permanent buffs from building powerful structures like demon monuments. To progress with our vision further, we need to move on the real map. For now it will be a static map, but later all maps will be generated by a special algorithm. It's just a topic interesting enough to make a separate video out of it, so subscribe if you don't want to miss it. But for now, let me tell you. Have you ever played Helldivers?
Pod launch initiated.
Meteorites are just dropped randomly on the map and they contain the best metal to craft the best gear. I just thought that it would be super fun. Speaking of super fun things, we want to have a lot of vertical mobility, and one super fun way to add it are just bumpy jumpy mushrooms. You can't have a survival roguelike without combat, right? We have added some simple enemies, both melee and ranged, and also one advanced enemy that will serve as a small boss. He can send you flying by kicking you if you want to fight him close, or he can just jump to you if you want to fight him from far away. He has one weakness though. He is made out of wood, so he takes double damage from the axe. And now here comes the hard part. All of that needs to be multiplayer. We logged in, and while it's still not working perfectly, AJ was able to reuse code from our earlier games, and now we have kinda working multiplayer.
戦を挑むつもりならやめておいた方がよい。多勢に無勢、望みはあるまい。
My master says you should not war against the Portuguese in Japan. You are outnumbered, it is hopeless.
Unless I win.
己が勝てば望みはあると申しておりまする。
食らえ！なんもこれしき！
全編が涙した感動のストーリー。いざ尋常に。2本目勝負。
And while we dismantled a big army of enemies, let me tell you that in Survivaluck, you don't only fight enemies with swords, bows, daggers and spells. My vision is to allow you to wage chemical warfare using stuff like mustard gas or nerve agents that you will need to craft by yourself. Did you know that you can already wishlist Survivaluck on Steam?
Wow, that's awesome!
Yeah, we are releasing a free demo in a month, and we will be super grateful if you would like to give it a try. So, link is in the description and I just can't wait to see you there. Did I tell you that the island where Survivaluck takes place is cursed? If not, my bad. You can always slay enemies using saint artifacts, that's your choice. World of Survivaluck is pretty brutal if you ask me. But let us have some fun now, jumping on cute mushrooms. AJ has worked some more on the building system, so let me show you how setting up a nice base looks like. Instead of building a house piece by piece, I want the base building to be much faster to make it more viable. That way, player does not need to waste a lot of time to set up a simple stronghold. Right now, I'm setting up some walls to protect my more important buildings from enemies. I don't want to get attacked while crafting, right? I personally prefer to have at least 2 furnaces, so I can always divide smelting stacks between them. Of course, I also need a campfire to prepare some food to keep my ping bar full. I don't need to introduce anyone to crafting table, just let me rotate it. Just right in the middle, I set up a magic crystal that will help me defend the base in case of attack, and then I set up a couple of planters to grow my own food, as walls are just walls. Waiting to be damaged by enemies, I set up spikes in front of them, especially near the entrance, so if enemies chase me, I have a choke point to defend. And that's the final look of my small but easy defendable stronghold, built under 60 seconds. I decided to update the Steam page, and I noticed something strange. After all this work, Survivaluck appears to be brighter, so I stand before a big dilemma. What is the style I should go for? The one from the screens a month ago, or the one that the game has right now? Please write me in the comments, as I really have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know how that happened. My only idea is that it was a gradual change. And I added another light source and tweaked the sun angle and stuff like that. Also, I'm super proud of the chest opening animation. It took AJ only like 30 minutes to make, which is super short actually. Normally, pretty stuff like that takes ages. And it looks great. AJ claims he always loved chest opening animation in games, so maybe that's why it went so fast. He already had a vision of how such an animation should look in his head. If you are curious, Survivaluck has 250 wishlists right now. Some may say that's not a lot and that some games have millions of wishlists, but I will tell you that I look at wishlists a bit different. It's actually 250 gamers that want to play my dream game. They want to play a game made by me, and that means a lot for me. 250 people is actually that much.
Behind me are 100 people, and they range from the age 1 all the way through age 100.
250 is as many people as there were in my class at university. Imagine that many people wanting to play your game and cheering you up when you develop it. I'm taking that as a huge win, and thanks to each and every one of you. We are currently working really hard to deliver you the best game ever. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video, and of course wishlist Survivaluck if you want to support our game. Link is in the description.